Well, it hasn't been very long since our last season, but Married at First Sight is back again. This season is taking place in Atlanta. We've got 5 new couples, and first episode tonight, really, we got to meet everybody, got a pretty good idea of who all of our potential bachelors and bachelorettes are, and who our matches are going to be. No weddings tonight. We did get to see the bachelor party, but let's get into it. I'm just going to kind of go over my general impressions from what I saw tonight, how I think each couple is going to fare, and let me know like who you're rooting for, who you're interested in, because I want to know. All right, let's get into it. Our first couple, Brianna and Vincent. I will say, based on my first impressions, this is my favorite couple. This season, this is the couple that I am most confident in making it. You know, on the preview special, I thought that they did a very poor job of showing who Brianna was. And, you know, based off that, I was kind of thinking, she seems like she's going to kind of be a nightmare. And then we get into today, and I really liked her. You know, she's absolutely gorgeous. She seems like she's very driven, has a great personality, like just a lot of qualities that I just think are good in people in general. She has them. You know, her one negative is she's very stubborn. And, you know, I think there was even a scene where one of her friends said, "Oh, she's very stubborn," and Brianna turns and looks at them and is like, "No, I'm not." All right, she's paired up with Vincent. He just genuinely seems like a nice guy, and I just like cheering for the nice guys on this show, okay? So I'm really hoping for this couple to make it, because the rest of the couples, I just do not have the same degree of confidence. Next up, let's talk about Clara and Ryan. Ryan, he seems not too bad. I was worried about him maybe being a little bit self-centered. Felt like he'd very much focused on his life and himself. But as we got closer to that moment with the wedding, and we get to see Clara reading the letter Ryan wrote to her, him trying to do that special, make a special moment by having them both walk down the aisle with blindfolds on, you know, just kind of showed me that he is a very thoughtful, caring person, and kind of alleviated some of my concerns that I had with him. Now, Clara, on the other end, just doesn't feel like a person who's ready for marriage to me. She was extremely narcissistic when it came to the like picking the wedding dress, and just how she talks and treats other people. I just didn't really like it. Kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So it makes me just not want to root for that person. I don't know if you feel the same way, but like when I see behavior like that, I'm just like, I'm done with this person. I just not gonna be rooting for them. So I'm a little on the fence with this couple, and right now I'm leaning towards them not making it, and I'm gonna say it's because of Clara. Next up, we have Haley and Jacob. You know, they're kind of hard to form an opinion on. I didn't really get a ton from Haley today. I don't really have a sense of what her personality is, you know, who she is, what she wants, what her desires are in life. And Jacob, all I know is that he's a little bit older and he's a little bit nerdy. That's all I really know from them. So I'm not going to pass judgment on this couple yet. I want to see them interacting together. I want to see them as the center of attention in their own story, because I don't feel like we've really gotten that yet, and that's what we all want to see. Next up, we have Paige and Chris. Now, first, I will say I really like Paige. She seems like she's an absolute lovely person, very interesting, very charismatic. And then we get to Chris, who just why would you cast this guy? Like, let's just start there. First, he's recently out of an engagement. Second off, all the things he's saying about he wants his wife to be a freak and he wants his wife to be submissive and his wife not being smoking hot is a deal breaker. And then, on the other hand, we go in and we see him with his friends and his family, and you're like, wow, this guy really has a great support system. He really has wonderful people around him. And then we cut back to him, and he's talking about all this money he makes and how awesome he is, how he's got to get the haircut so he feels swaggy for the wedding. And it just pulls you back to, yeah, this guy is not ready for marriage. Every season they got to cast a guy like this, and it's unfortunate for Paige that she's been paired with the one guy who is just not ready for this at all whatsoever. And 100%, I'm saying they're not going to make it. It's just not happening, and it's all going to be on Chris and his behavior. All right, next up we have Virginia and Eric. What a bizarre pairing. So we have the previously married, older, a longtime single pilot who's very reserved, very much seems like a guy who just wants to settle down, find somebody to just watch some TV with. And then on the other hand, we have the young, party hungry Virginia who's barfing on the bachelorette party, who's drinking nonstop. People just always talking about how she loves going out, loves partying, like basically selling herself as someone who will hook up with somebody and then ship them out the door the next day. And she's gonna match up with like the quiet, reserved older guy. Like, why would you make that match? Just very bizarre to me. So that's another couple I'm very firmly saying that they are not gonna make it. Overall, for the whole season, based on what we've seen from our matches so far, I think a high end prediction is that we're gonna end up with 2 marriages at the end of the season. I do not think that the matching was great this season. And it's from things like Clara. One of her things was she wanted somebody who was racially ambiguous. Like that's a very, very strange quality for someone to be looking for. Chris, like I said, straight out of a marriage. Like, why would you match him to immediately get married with someone else? The age gap between Virginia and Eric, like it's wild. I just don't get it, and that's almost all our couples already that we have a big negative towards. Clara, seeing her and her attitude, like they had to have seen who she was and how she acted during the interview process. Because like we all definitely saw it before they picked her. Like I remember watching the matchmaking special with my wife and thinking, like immediately, both of us thinking, wow, I feel sorry for whoever gets paired with her. And there she is, she's on the show and matched up with Ryan, who, seems like a pretty nice person. Seems like a pretty put together person. So not high hopes for this season. I'm going to say max 2 couples making it till the end. But as always, we'll have to tune in and see just where each of these couples go. Once they're together and by themselves, things can change. We can have a situation like Miles and Karen last season, where all season long I was saying, nope, they're not going to make it. They're horrible together. And here we are months later, they're still happily married and seem to be falling more in love with each other each and every day. So, sometimes the matchmakers see things that we, the fans, don't. But I'm already going into this season questioning a lot of what they've done here. All right. Sorry for being a day late tonight, but I'll try to be on time.